Here, my mate's got tested positive. Needs his booster next week, but he obviously can't have it. He needs a test for either the Delta or the Omicron to see which one it is, because he's obviously had a test before that's tested positive. He sent me down there because he can't go to work without a test or something or other. But he's just tested positive for the second time. He sent me down there to get a test for the new. Where'd you do him?
I haven't got a clue. You have to phone 191.
See, the other person said they don't do them as well.
We
So how the... What's he talking about then? If he needs like a test, like Delta or the new Omicron version, where would I get one from? Because he's adamant I can get one, but I've tried down at
you have to
Toys R Us.
Yeah, not 191. That's what it is. At the moment, there's a lot of fake emails and all this lot going out saying that they're doing that, and we've just been warned about it this morning that when the people come in and ask about it, we don't touch it at all. We just do the standard test.
You just do the normal.
Well,
so is there anywhere in Norwich that does it at all, or maybe a little bit further, not too far out of the city or nothing like that?
Apart from this.
That's exactly what the other ones. He thinks I'm lying, dude. Do you know what I mean?
Now I've seen the emails that have come around myself, and it's like someone's playing tricks.
Yeah, he thinks I'm lying to him that you can't get a test, but if you can't get a test, you can't get a test. You know what I mean?
Inquire with them about it, and they'll be able to fill you with everything.
Top man.
Probably get bullshit from us.
Mate, it's confusing as shit. I don't know my ass from my elbow, I'm not going to lie. There's a new here that must have been bought by a person, because you can only fly. And I've tried to get this new test. My mate's adamant you can get them, and I'm telling him you can't get them. It's bonkers, isn't it? I don't know my fucking ass from my elbow anymore, mate. I'm not going to lie to you.
We don't, but as long as they're paying us, we're looking for shit.
Alright, mate. Through there, yeah?
No worries. Just pull up here, reverse back round and come back out.
Yeah, sure. You have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Cheers for that.
Thank you for calling Vodafone. To get you to the right support, we just need to know what number or service you need help with. To chat about the number you're calling from, please press 1. To talk about a different mobile...
So it's a Vodafone network and not an actual NHS. So we could use your NHS one once we try
it. Giving us a fake number just to tell us to go. Yeah, that. NHS is 111. Yeah, 111. That's always been NHS,
okay.
isn't it?
She can correct that when it comes through that it's 111. Yeah.
Yeah, not 191.
Say
they get paid for nothing.
So you can put in there that he instantly there.
Yeah.
Ready?
So we're gonna ask him.
Thank you for calling NHS 111.
We are for half an hour.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling NHS Test and Trace Inquiries. You are speaking to Chloe. Are you calling about a home test inquiry?
I am, yeah. I'm phoning on behalf of someone else, if I may, please.
No problem.
I've been to a couple of testing centres this morning. They've advised that I give you a ring. My friend's obviously he's meant to be getting his booster. He tested positive over the weekend for He's had me running around the country today looking for a test to test for either the Delta or the Omicron. I went to a couple of testing centres. They haven't got a clue what's going on. So they asked me to phone you and get some advice, basically.
Okay,
So
alright.
basically what I want to know is whereabouts in Norwich or Norfolk area can I go and get please?
Okay. Alright, and can I get your first name, please?
Yeah, my name's Rob, but it isn't for me.
Yep, no problem. I'm just taking your details as you're the caller today.
Yeah.
If that's okay. And your postcode, please.
No, I won't be giving my postcode because I'm just making an inquiry. I don't need to give details over the phone, thank you. I don't give personal details, I'm just making an inquiry.
Okay.
Whereabouts can I get one of these tests, please? Because I'm wasting my own time running around the country looking for one now.
Okay, bear with me a moment, please.
Thank you.
Okay, is it okay if I just place you on a brief hold while I find out for you?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Hello, thank you for your patience. So I just have one other question. Has your friend been contacted that he's at risk or is possibly that he's come in contact with that?
No, his wife's South African, but she's lived in England for years and years and years, so it's not that. But they're all. He had some apparently that you gave him. He's done them and he's tested positive, but it can't be because he's and he's due to have his booster. So it can't. So it has to be, I would assume, either the Delta or the new Omicron. I've tried to explain to him that it can't be the Omicron because it needs to. Person must have bought it in the country because you have to fly, if I'm right in saying. So I very much doubt if it's that, and we live in quite a primitive area, so I very much doubt it's that one. So if I can have even a Delta just so we can eliminate that, then we know it's the Omicron. If it's test negative for the Delta, then it's obviously the Omicron, if that makes sense.
Okay, alright, so just bear with me a moment. I will get back to you. Is it okay if I just place you back?
Yeah, please do, yeah, thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
So I also wanted just to clarify, have they recently had any international travel within the last 10 days?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
No, okay. All right, so unless a person has recently travelled to a country on the red list or has been identified to be a contact of someone who has been to one of those countries, they are unlikely to be at risk of and test and trace will contact anyone that is believed to be at risk. So if the person... Sorry,
so that must be the Delta then?
The test for... There isn't a specific test for the Omicron.
So how do we know... Whoa. This is what someone else said to me earlier down the test centre, and I'm a bit confused about this. If the doesn't test for the Omicron, how are we testing for the Omicron?
So
how are we testing for this?
So because we are testing it through and the can detect this as well.
You just said it couldn't. You just literally said it couldn't.
It can't be specific. So there isn't a specific test for that itself that it would identify that this is exactly the Omicron. It would.
So my question still stands the same then. How do we know if we've got an Omicron or a Delta? If you've just said that won't test solely for that, we're just assuming that we've got two then. I'm getting confused because I'm a bit panicked because I only went out to get a test for my friend, and now I'm getting all conflicting interests. People saying that Delta, the bloke down there said basically, and that they can't test for it, and you've just pretty much said the same thing, that you can't test for it. So I'm a bit concerned at this present moment in time.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that specifically there is no test that will show you that this is the exact, but it will show that it is because it is a in the test. So it will just show whether it's positive or negative, but it wouldn't say exactly which it is.
So how do we know we've got a Delta then?
So you wouldn't be able to tell exactly which you would have.
But I mean, how does the government know we've got a Delta if the only test like you've just said? Well, what are they using to test for the Delta is what I'm saying. Where can I get one of them tests that they're using?
So there's no test available to citizens to test exactly for the different. However, because of the scientific research that they've been doing, that's how they've been able to identify that a specific, so the Omicron, from how it looks, is that particular when they look at it in a laboratory, or the Delta. So the test tells us whether it's or not, which will include or the one that started off in 2019.
Okay, so
but it wouldn't tell you exactly which.
Okay, so if I was to get him to do a test today, and I was to send that away to be tested for the Delta, if that is the case, how long would that take for the results to come back? Do you know?
The line broke. Could you repeat that again, please?
My apologies. If he was to today on the only test for like you've said, if I then had him send that away to test for the Delta or the Omicron, how long would that take for that test to come back so we knew that whether that was positive for them?
Okay, so it usually takes up to 72 hours to receive the result. So it would be any time between 24 to 72 hours to receive a result for.
Okay, I'm even more confused, to be quite honest, because we've got it's just appeared in this country and it was nearly 72 hours ago. So how come 72 hours ago we had in this country when it takes 72 hours to come back? Whatever's going on in this country. Okay, well, thanks for your help. You basically just told me there is no test to test for the Delta, is what you've just basically told me. And the blokes down at testing centre pretty much said the same. So I've got to go back to my friend now and say you've got but it must be coronavirus, even though because there is no such test, is what you've basically just told me.
So what I'm trying to say is that the can show up positive if it is the Omicron or the Delta or the that was originally in 2019 that as well. So if the person has that, the test will come back positive, showing that they would just have. But specifically for the Omicron, it is very unlikely that anybody is at risk if they haven't been recently travelled to a red list country or been in contact with anybody that's been to that red list country. And if the person is at risk, the government or NHS test and trace will contact that person that they believe is at risk and get them
okay.
as well.
Yeah, no worries at all. And could you just tell me how accurate the test is anyway?
Yep, so no test is perfect and sometimes they do give an incorrect result, but the tests are very accurate.
How accurate?
I can't give a specific percentage, but they are very accurate.
Is that true?
So could you repeat?
Are they true figures?
I can find out for you. No problem. Just bear with me a moment.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Is it okay if I just place you on a very brief hold?
Yeah, I know what they are anyway. Which means that actually I'm a bit disappointed that you've told me they're extremely accurate when they're only in fact
And where would you have got the...
From the designer, Karen Mullis, the bloke who actually designed the test, Karen Mullis, said they're and you're running them at 45 cycles and not 25 cycles. So the tests are accurate anyway, to be fair. I am disappointed as well that you've had to reach for this information when you are that we've been asked to phone. I mean, you should have this information at hand, really.
I do have this information, so I gave you the information about the Omicron.
You gave me the information to say that the test doesn't even test for the is what you've told me. But thanks
it does test for
I know.
It does.
Well, where do I get one of these tests? I've been asking, where do I get one of them tests?
It's
yeah, and I've just been to get literally just been to get 2 different stations. They've asked me to phone you, and you're telling me now that it does test for it. Yet they've told me it doesn't.
It does test for it. So that's why the government is asking people who have recently travelled from red list countries to get...
So does it test specifically for Omicron and Delta, or is it just test for as a whole, as a broad spectrum?
It tests for all...
All does it?
Yes.
Okay. Because it says on this NHS website as well here, apply now for free Omicron to avoid restrictions. It says on this website here, get your free Omicron to avoid restrictions. And this is an NHS.
That would be...
So where? How do I request a free Omicron? You can order your Omicron from your NHS portal by clicking in the link, but you've just told me there's not one for this test. Yet the website is telling me there is a test, and you're telling me that it won't test specifically, yet this website is saying it will. So there's a heck of a lot. So I've just been down to 2 test centres and wasted all my morning off the back of this website. That you're telling me that isn't the case. It doesn't test specifically just for the Omicron or the Delta.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that you cannot specifically request for a test if you believe that you have the Omicron. You will be contacted if you have travelled to a red list country.
But why is this NHS website here now telling me then, apply now for a free Omicron to avoid restrictions, get your Omicron? Why is my website saying one thing and I phone up to get one and you're telling me another?
So when you click on the link for that to book that test, it would ask you a series of questions in order to see if you're eligible for the test. So it's letting people know that they can get the test, but it would check it to see if the person is eligible to get the test, if they've been in contact with someone who's been to the red list country, or if NHS Test and Trace has got in contact with that person.
Okay, so I'm still not on the wise. So I still can't. I reiterate the reason for the phone call. My friend's he's been obviously expecting a booster. He's tested positive again. He's asked me to get a test for either the Delta or the Omicron. I phoned you up and we're saying that it's all the same test, yeah? So I can basically go back to him and saying it's all the same test?
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent, okay. Thanks for your help. Sorry about all the confusion. I'm just getting a bit frustrated because we're hearing so many different messages, the 3 places that we've been. But thanks ever so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'll go back to my friend and let him know what's going on.
All right, no problem.
Right,
enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, and yourself. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.